Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon. Before we proceed with the program, I would like to take a moment to extend my heartfelt gratitude to our esteemed speakers, the Honorable Dr. Norshakirah binti Abdul Aziz, PhD from Universiti Teknologi PETRONAS. The Honorable Dr. Aris Pujiwidodo SSc MT as Head of Informatika Department, Faculty of Science and Matematika, University Diponegoro. The Honorable Dr. Eng Adiwidodo SSc MCom as Secretary of Informatics Department, and the audience who have agreed to attend this event. Your presence and enthusiasm are greatly appreciated, and we are honored to have you here with us today. First of all, let us pray and praise to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Because His bless and mercy, we can come together without any obstacle here with healthy condition in the visiting lecture with the theme Big Data Analytics and its implementation in business intelligence. Here, I'm Sylvira Nabila Anggita as the Master of Ceremony will quote this visiting lecture. But before we starting our agenda, let me explain the agenda schedule of this visiting lecture. 1. Opening. Second, opening speech from the Secretary of Informatics Department, Dr. Eng Adiwidodo SSc MCom. 3. Virtual photo session. 4. Virtual visiting lecture session, Big Data Analytics and Implementation in Business Intelligence. 5. The question and answer session. 6. Closing. To commence this event, let us visit the Basmalah together. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Next, for every participant, don't forget to fill in your presence on the link that has been sent in the chat. Turn on the camera during this event and use the virtual background that has been provided. Moving forward, it is an honor to invite Dr. Eng Adiwidodo SSc MCom to deliver the opening remarks. For Dr. Eng Adiwidodo SSc MCom, time and place are yours.
Thank you, Master Ceremony, Ms. Sylvira. You hear my voice? Okay, good. Yeah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin wassalatu wassalamu ala asrofil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi washabihi ajmain amma ba'du. Good morning, good evening everyone. Thank you for joining us today. The Honorable Associate Professor Ts.Dr. Norshakirah Abdul Aziz as guest lecturer today from Universiti Teknologi PETRONAS Malaysia. Thank you for your join for this visiting lecture event, and the following lecturers and students who attend the day. Topic is data and its implementation in business intelligence. It's okay. I think I have good. On behalf of Department of Informatics, I would like to welcome Associate Professor Dr. Norshakirah Abdul Aziz from PETRONAS, University Malaysia, and all participants for joining the visiting lecture event. I think today we have the expert in big data analysis and its implementation in business intelligence. I think Associate Professor Dr. Norshakirah have extensive knowledge and expertise in this area, and I saw her a lot of publication, and also I think I also as the EXO for Big Data Association, yeah, Dr. Norshakirah. And in terms of big data today, we have now it's really evolving world with so many new applications. For example, ChatGPT, BERT, and many things. Now is fast amount of information gathered from various sources social media, IoT device, sensor, and more. We need to knows to process the big data, and this harnessing the data transformed into the new insight, our significant challenge. Organization is very important. So why important to 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 know and to get and I think our speaker today will help to and to give the maybe success story. I hope to about how to navigate the complex, the big, implemented inside business intelligence. And I'm sure our present here today will provide new insight and inspiration for all participants, both and to explore the extraordinary potential patient by the big data analysis in the context of business intelligence. Thanks you again to Associate Professor T.S.Dr. Norshakirah Aziz, who have been willing to share the knowledge with us today. And I would also thanks to all participants and the lecturer who attend and support this event actively. Welcome to the event and today and will be valuable experience for us. Thank you and close. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Dr. N.I.D.W. Bobo SSE.M.Com for your opening remarks. Then we entered the photo session together. I kindly request everyone to turn on your camera and smile from the screen and use the virtual background that has been provided.
Please prepare yourself, open the camera, and you might use the virtual background. The photo session will begin in 1 minute. Okay, I will take a screenshot on every layer. Get ready for the first layer. In 3, 2, 1. Okay, and then move on the layer 2. Get ready for layer 2. In 3, 2, 1. Okay, move on the next layer, the layer 3. 3, 2, 1. Then on the layer 4, 3, 2, 1. And then on the layer 5, 3, 2, 1. And then on layer 6, 3, 2. Okay, thank you for opening the camera. The photo sessions ends.
Okay, thanks. Moving on, we come into the main session, that is visiting lecture with the theme Big Data Analytics and its implementation in business intelligence by Dr. Norshakirah binti Abdul Aziz, PhD. The main session will be quoted by Mr. Sandi Kurniawan, SCOM MCOM. Mr. Sandi, the time is yours.
Okay, is my voice could be heard clearly? Okay, thank you very much, Vira, for the time. It is my pleasure to be the moderator of this visiting lecture session with Dr. Norshakirah. The Honorable, the Head of Department of Informatics, Fakulty Sains and Mathematics, Universitas Diponegoro, Dr. Widodo, which is unavailable to join us with us today, and is with Dr. Engineer Adin Bowo. The Honorable, our visiting lecturer, Dr. Norshakirah Abdul Aziz from Universiti Teknologi PETRONAS, Malaysia. The Honorable Lecturer and staff of the Department of Informatics, Universitas Diponegoro, and the Honorable all participants, the students of Department of Informatics, Universitas Diponegoro. Good afternoon. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First of all, let us thanks to the Almighty Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, because His blessing we are able to join this event, the visiting lecture held by the Department of Informatics. And in this special occasion, we have our special lecturer, Dr. Norshakirah Abdul Aziz from Universiti Teknologi PETRONAS or UTP, Malaysia. So we would like to give our special thanks to Dr. Norshakirah for joining this event. So ladies and gentlemen, before we start this session, it is my great pleasure to introduce the profile of Dr. Shakirah. Dr. Shakirah achieved Diploma in Management Technology from Universiti Teknologi, Malaysia, and she received her bachelor degree in Information Technology from Universiti Malaysia, Sabah. She received her Master of Computer Science on Information Technology from Universiti Teknologi, Mara. And lastly, she received her Doctor of Philosophy or PhD in Information Technology from Universiti Teknologi PETRONAS, Malaysia. Dr. Norshakirah is currently an associate professor in Universiti Teknologi PETRONAS, and as a researcher, she has published high-quality research articles related to her research interests such as business intelligence, big data analytics, and data governance. She published her works in some prestigious publications such as IEEE Access Journal, Journal of Applied Science, and Neural Computing Application Journal. Dr. Shakirah also achieved prestigious rewards. Some of her latest rewards are in 2022, she received 3 gold awards from Sirim Invention, Innovation, and Technology Expo 2022. On 2021, she received Gold Award from Malaysia Teknologi Expo. In 2022, she also received a Bronze Award in Technopreneurs Project SEDEX 45. And in 2021, she also received another Gold Award from FYO Best Award. Distinguished participant, today, Dr. Shakirah is going to talk about one of the current interesting topic in big data, especially big data analytics and its implementation in business intelligence, which is in line to her research interests and experience. Therefore, there must be a lot of valuable information we can benefit from Dr. Norshakirah lecture today. In this session, we have 2 agenda. The first agenda is the main lecture from Dr. Norshakirah. Will be running about 60 minutes or so. Then we have the second agenda about Q&A for about 30 minutes. We expect the participant to be actively participate in the Q&A section. During the session, you may type your question in the chat panel, or you may also deliver the question directly while raising your hand in the Zoom system. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's start the first agenda in the session. The main lecture will be presented by Dr. Norshakirah. The topics of the lecture is big data analytics and its implementation in business intelligence. Without further ado, Dr. Shakirah, the time is yours. Excuse me, Dr. Shakirah, you still on mute. Please unmute your microphone.
Okay, Assalamualaikum. Sorry, I still new with Zoom. Thank you for being patient with me. I would like to say first, Assalamualaikum and good afternoon for all. Thank you.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you for attending this session. Thank you also for Dr. Adi, Miss MC just now, and then Mr. Sandy for the opening as moderator. As invited, my topic is more related to big data and its application. Let me, okay. You can see clear the screen?
Yes, we can see it clearly.
Okay, thank you. So let me open. Okay. Okay. Okay, this is a topic, okay, big data analytics and its application in business intelligence. What I'm going to share today with you, basically knowledge and experience that I have. I'm not really good. I have a team actually. We work together. So all the award or papers, actually, I'm not working alone. I have team together work with me. So later I'll show you what we have completed and what we're currently doing for big data and business intelligence. Okay, so this is similar to what shared by Mr. Moderator, Mr. Sandy. So basically, I just joined academic in 2016. So I'm still new in teaching and learning. So please be patient with me. If you don't understand, you can always write your question at chat section. Then inshallah, I can try my best to answer. Okay. So my background or my experience more to business intelligence in industry. What we're going to do today, basically, I just want to try my best for you to understand what is big data analytics and how it works in business intelligence. And I will try my best, if we have time, we are going to teach the business intelligence to one of the best business intelligence tools out there in business that might be useful for your teaching and learning and also for your project. Okay. As you know, many people claim data is king. Yes, it's true. Data also is the new oil because it contributed to RM or leads to the profit. But the most important here, who has the data actually has the power. Why? Because you can manipulate the data, which later will help you in decision, or you create insight, or you make a quality decision making. So this is the power of data. Okay, but the question is, what is big data? So let's say I have data today, whether you're in industry or you work as a lecturer or as a teaching and learning, you receive a data. So how you identify that data as a big data or not big data? So what actually big data? So actually big data is started as a technical problem. The technical problem is how to process huge data. When you have a huge data, so we have a technical problem, how to process the data. But later it becomes the business opportunity. Big data is not just big, yes. It's also about streaming the data, how fast the data coming in, okay? Okay. As an analogy of thinking, the basic analogy, when we see one person or an individual, we look into the physical or the anatomy, then we can categorize the person as man, woman, girl, or boy. Similar to big data. To claim that data considered as big data, they have a few categories. As you can see on the screen, there are 5 V. So to say that data that you have is a big data, the data must have fulfill the characteristic of volume, variety, veracity, value, and velocity. It started with 3 V first, which is volume, variety, and veracity. This 3 is the most important, but later it become 3 Vs, 5 Vs, okay? But from the context of definition, I provide you definition. Volume is about size lah. We want to store our data. Okay, so it's about how big your data is. To be frank with you, if the data, if you can still open with Excel, it means that the data is not yet big data, because most of the data that huge considered as volume as a big data, we normally open as a CSV using Python or R. On the velocity, it's about how fast the data coming in, okay? How fast the data being processed. Variety, as you know, variety, it can come from unstructured, semi-structured, structured data. So this is about variety. Veracity about quality. If you receive one huge file, and then let's say you have thousands or millions of rows, but a few rows or 1,000 rows is empty. So it will affect the data modeling later. So this is where veracity coming in to verify the quality of the data. Okay, I'll show with you the implementation sample of the big data project. Value, the higher the data quality or fidelity, the more value is whole. So this is basically the characteristic to say what you have actually big data. And this is in the form of image or diagram. You can see volume is about size, velocity is about how speed the data coming in, streaming, real time, okay, not real time, batch. Variety, you have many. We, as a researcher at university, I'm a lecturer, but at industry, my position as data scientist. So we currently busy on how to process the data that coming from image and video and audio. And for the value, of course, if you have very good data, then it will hold the value. Veracity is about the inconsistency, uncertainty, or the quality of the data. Okay, now I believe you understand what is a big data as foundation, what is inside the big data. But the next question is on the business intelligence. Okay, what is actually business intelligence? To be frank with you, if you realize that previously, before the business intelligence terms coming in, there is one term they call as DSS, okay? Decision Support System. But decision support system is only stopped with the kind of role or direct instruction to the computer to produce some kind of sample expert system. But later, because the business need, then it grows to the business intelligence. So business intelligence is the capability you manipulate the data. Okay, you process the data, you clean the data, you prepare the data and everything to become later as insight for your business. So that is a business intelligence. Okay. So if you go for the industry short courses or online short courses, you can see they will offer you whether you want to have the beginner level for data analytics, intermediate level, or advanced level. If you ask about the business intelligence as a basis, business intelligence falls under descriptive only, okay, as a beginner. But if you're looking into the capability to the prediction, to use machine learning, AI, it's more related to data science, the capability to bring the AI mathematics into the system and perform the prediction. So if we look in, that is from the context of definition, view, or the textbook view. But in industry perspective, business intelligence is where the capability of data analysts, or maybe also the data scientists, to manipulate the data that you have, to really understand the data that you have and transform to the business decision. Okay, so this is example video that explained on business intelligence solution in 2020, but because of the COVID, the solution is still until here today, 2023. I hope you can hear the sound too. Yeah?
Solutions Review presents the top 5 can't miss business intelligence trends for 2020. Number 5, automated analytics. Automation is impacting virtually every industry and business process, and data analytics software is about to become the next frontier. Automated analytics is heavily reliant on AI and machine learning. While some organizations are using this functionality to speed past manual data tasks, BI solution providers are also increasingly tying automation to natural language processing. This should enable users to run complex analysis simply by asking a question. There's a reason why Gartner predicted more than 40% of data science tasks will be automated by 2020. Number 4, mobile business intelligence. It used to be true that mobile BI applications were only good for consuming analytic content, but it's making a comeback as organizations employ more business users in positions to do data analysis. This isn't the only factor, as the rise of new AI and machine learning influenced BI platforms are empowering those users to do mobile work that wasn't possible a few years ago. But its market penetration is growing, as 28% of organizations are already using it, a 10% jump from 2015. Number 3, natural language processing and conversational analytics. This enables BI users to ask business questions in natural language via text or voice. The technology encompasses capabilities like content categorization, topic discovery and modeling, contextual extraction, and sentimental analysis. NLP breaks down language into shorter elemental pieces so you can better understand the relationships between data and explore how each piece works together. According to Ventana research, 33% of organizations expect natural language query and natural language generation to be standard capabilities in business intelligence software shortly. Number 2, auditable AI, also known as explainable AI, an emerging field in machine learning that addresses how black box decisions are made. In data analytics, users want to inspect the decision-making process, making auditable AI a quickly growing trend. DARPA describes AI explainability in 3 main parts: prediction accuracy, decision understanding and trust from human users, and inspection and traceability. AI will continue to be a game changer for BI users, especially those without technical data science skills. However, the best AI-focused data analytics tools can explain the process behind each prediction. Number 1, augmented analytics, which uses machine learning to change how analytic content is developed and used. The technology encompasses other modern analytic capabilities like data preparation, data management, business process management, process mining, and data science. Augmented analytics automates those processes to eliminate the need for data scientists. Analyst house Gartner Inc. expects augmented analytics to become the dominant driver of new business intelligence buying by 2021. In that same time period, the firm projects at least half of all analytical queries will be generated via search, natural language processing, or voice. If you'd like more information on business...
Okay, so that is example of a business intelligence solution from YouTube. You can watch many more videos. Later, I will share with you also what we have completed in the real industry. Now, I just want you to spend time and get this info because this is very, very interesting info, which is in 1 minute in every day. Okay, you can see as reported, there's 66K photos and video are shared on Instagram. Okay, each minute. 510 for comments in Facebook. We can previously in 2018 and 17, 18, and 19, we still can analyze and pull out the data from Facebook and analyze and visualize in Power BI. But today, no, we are not allowed because from the context of data protection. Okay, and next from LinkedIn, which is 20K people are active. Okay, and then TikTok is 167 million videos. So you need to spend also, try to look into the capability, how to process video. and then you can analyze, maybe it's going to be useful for business. 575K tweets are sent every minute. This one is very good because we also at University, we encourage the students start look into natural language processing for their final year project, for any kind of project that can use the sentiment analysis, where they pull out the data from sentiment, then look into the capability to help the business. And 95% from, yes, this is for sales purposes. And then 5.7 million for Google, okay, research in Google. 552K for Netflix, yeah? And then 5 billion YouTube videos are watched every day. So this is in 1 minute, what's happening around the world. It's very, very interesting. Once you have the data, you have the power. It's about you, how you manipulate the data into insight. So from the context of business or business intelligence, why business intelligence related to big data? Because big data provide the analytics. It's allow us to perform the analytics, where at the end of the day or the end of the analytics session, we can have very good indecision, a series of options maybe, then we can select the best. So basically it's to improve business application, consolidate data, and then you manipulate the data for your business. Okay, when we discuss about insight, so it means that from the decision here, what you have, okay, what you have from the analytic, you can transform into insight, where at the end will help the business. So if you are in industry, this is very, very important, because the department who analyze the data will send the report to the top management. There is where they will sit together and look into the business decision, for example, for the investment, go or no go decision, or we need to pull out the minute, whatsoever. This is the things that's very, very critical, need to be supported by data, okay? From the business value itself, the business intelligence related to the big data, because data or big data provide the business value. For example, the basic one is forecasting. To be frank with you, you actually can perform very good forecasting using Excel 2016 and also Microsoft Power BI or Tableau or ClickSense or whatever the business intelligence you have. Okay, you can also try to analyze the sales data and see the brand performance, sales trends, whatsoever. So this on your screen is basically an example of business value that you can get from the big data analytics, okay? Okay, in other perspective, where when we talk about business intelligence, the most important people will start communicate is the dashboard. So what is a dashboard? Dashboard is a data visualization, how you visualize your data. Okay, previous day, before the business intelligence tool available, you may be familiar when you have the Excel to just try to visualize in pie chart, bar chart. So that is actually data visualization, but in terms of very small scope. But when we discuss about dashboard, you will try to put all the charts that you have into very nice page, one big page, and then you put everything. As you can see, example here, this is example of a dashboard, dynamic dashboard. We no longer present using PPT, PowerPoint presentation. We normally present in industry using dashboard. So whatever data sales from the sales department, we pull out the data and visualize in business intelligence tool to allow the business to understand what's happening and also to help the business grow, for example, on the sales performance, brand performance, and also other type of decision. So you can see here, this is example, I provide a data visualization. For example, if you have the data, what kind of visualization you need? Is it, and how you want to decide, okay, this is the data, I need to have bar chart or pie chart or other kind of chart, map chart, whatsoever, how to decide that. So there's a few guidelines on data visualization or how to visualize your data. So basically, business intelligence tool or dynamic dashboard really needs the capability, your capability to visualize your data. For example, if the business always communicate or the communication based on percentage, the best visualization might be pie chart or donut chart. Why? Because this kind of chart contribute with the percentage compared to bar chart and other chart. Okay, that example, just a glance about data visualization on dashboard, because later I'll try my best to demo to you the sample of dynamic dashboard. Okay. Okay. Now we move to the implementation in business, how business can fully utilize big data analytics, and also how actually big data analytics in business intelligence. In the beginning, I highlighted there's a few types of analytics, which is related to the training or workshop, which is we have descriptive, predictive, prescriptive. But actually, there are four analytics available out there. Later, I will give you example from COVID-19, so you can easily understand and compare these analytics. This analytics is really important for business. So if you in the business intelligence environment or working environment, or you work at the business intelligence department, like me previously, I'm working at the business intelligence department as a project manager. So I will really look into the business intelligence only, then later to the market intelligence. So these four is really important for the business, okay? Now we look, I try to bring you into the easiest sector or industry, which is healthcare. You can see how the big data or the business intelligence help the industry, healthcare. It will provide you info like medical staff allocation, resources allocation, diagnose and predict disease, improve personalized care, maintain online health record, first aid services, emergency services, elderly care, analysis trend in healthcare, medicine reminder, implement preventive care strategies, and also patient monitoring. So this is example how the big data be implemented in the business intelligence or business out there. Okay. Okay. This is an example that I explained just now, which we will look into the COVID-19. Here, I just want to bring you to really understand these four kinds of analytics, which is descriptive, predictive, diagnostic, and prescriptive, how actually it compared to each other from the context of case study on COVID-19. Okay, you can see, normally we collect the data. Okay, we collect the data, we have the data, how many patients, where is the location of the patient of COVID, then it transferred into the form of data set, maybe Excel, and then we analyze. When they analyze, if they want to look into very simple information without any prediction, they will call descriptive analytics or analysis. But if you want to predict what's going to happen, what's next, how many more patients will coming in from the data that we have, is going to do for predictive. Extension of descriptive we call as diagnostic. Okay, don't worry, I'll go one by one to guide you the comparison between these four, and later prescriptive analytics, which is the highest level of analytics out there or analysis. In a business environment, prescriptive is the highest level. Normally, from based on my experience, normally only the top management level will liaise or will work with prescriptive analytics. We at the level of daily work, we only use descriptive and sometimes predictive for managerial level. Diagnostic also will be used for the technical team or for further discussion. Okay. So at the same time, you can see here, we are looking to not just collect the data. We also perform some kind of steps where results sent to the expert, get the expert opinion, sent to the cloud. At the same time, the evaluation of result, and we detect the predicted result. Okay, This is first example, okay, of descriptive analytics. Okay, business intelligence, normally the basic of the business intelligence is descriptive analytics. If you have Excel and then you create the Excel dashboard or you have Excel and then you visualize using Power BI, Tableau or ClickSense, that is descriptive analytics. Okay, you use whatever you have data in the column and row, and then you visualize and get the feedback, get the idea what's going on about the COVID-19. Okay, how many, okay, and then what kind of from which country or from which jalan, state, lorong, or whatever you have, you can have from the column and row. Okay, how many women, female or male, okay, kids that affected by COVID-19. So that is a basic of analytics, which is descriptive. But when you go further to diagnostic, is where you try to discover more, and you maybe use the data mining technique. Okay, you try to look into, for example, you have the data already. You try to look into more detail. You go deeper, because later you realize that the information in the Excel also have the list of symptoms. For example, most of the patient, they will tick the list. For example, they have cough, flu, temperature, number, sore throat, headache, weakness. So they have a few lists. Then you look into the symptom diagnosis. Then you try to correlate. So this is diagnostic analytics. Okay, it go further than what you have in descriptive. But if you go for the predictive, where, for example, the government want to predict, okay, based on the data that we have 6 months now, what's going to happen for the next coming 6 months. Do we need to order more the medicine? Or do we need to have more bed for the patient? So this is where predictive analytics coming in. In the case of COVID-19, you already have the data from descriptive and diagnostic data, and you have a very nice data that collect every location, for example, a state in all over Malaysia. And you start perform the modeling, you should train in the test data set, and then you create the very good modeling, then later you get the predicted result. Then the result will be used for evaluation. So later at the end of the session, we have the confirmation saying that if the patient have this kind of symptom, is confirmed to have COVID, and if this area have, for example, certain number of COVID, we can predict how many more will be affected by the COVID, okay, for the next coming 6 months, 3 months, and we can properly arrange for the management monitoring, okay? So this is basically an example for predictive analytics using COVID-19 case. Okay, the last is prescriptive analytics. When the government have the data about how many we predict for the next coming 6 months or maybe next week, okay, we also want to have very good quality decision making where we want expert to coming in, okay, to share about the more about the disease. So prescriptive where you have the result, okay, at the same time you need an expert to verify and validate the result and plan, okay, what are the next. So we can have option 1, option 2, option 3, option 4. Then at the end, we can have a decision. For example, here we have positive, negative. If the patient positive COVID, compulsory to be hospitalized, need medication as self-quarantine. But if the patient, when they test negative, compulsory for them to wear mask, social distancing, washing hand, use sanitizer, so stay at home. So this info is basically from this experience, expert experience. What we have in predictive analytics just to predict the number. But later, if you want to have proper planning, proper architecture, structured or framework, then it's a prescriptive analytic. That's why it's considered as the highest level of analytics. Okay. For example, do the patient with positive result need to be hospitalized, need any medication, and should self-quarantine? The prospective analysis also help in the prevention and control of the pandemic to spread. So this is example, COVID-19 example for all 4 types of analytics, how each of them different. Okay, so this is prescriptive analytics. Okay, for the another implementation, this is more related to natural language processing. Okay, as in the video just now, is a very good field or area that currently growing that really help the business out there. Okay, for the case of Bank of Italy on sentiment analysis, Bank of Italy utilized AI to understand the sentiment from Twitter feeds lah. Basically, you pull out the Twitter feed and then you process to understand the feedback from the customer. So direction from customer will be used to predict customer preferences and financial variable of the bank. So the AI software will read through the open-ended text by the customer in the Twitter, or maybe also any social media posts like Facebook, TikTok, okay? And then it allows the Bank of Italy to understand the customer. So bank can easily plan what are the best package for their customer. So they can really understand their customer. Bank can understand how to improve their customer acquisition and customer experiences. Sometimes they may assume package A is good for the customer, but actually when they perform the sentiment analysis, package B and C is the easiest and the most worth package to offer to the customer. So these case are a example of natural language processing or sentiment analysis for Bank of Italy. Okay. Okay. This from the context of our experience as a researcher, or as I mentioned in academic, I considered as a lecturer, but at industry, my position or my job position as a data scientist. So we conducted a few projects, for example, on the screen, digitalizing operation and maintenance using artificial intelligence. So the value proposition you can see, 368 million, okay? We can help the unplanned shutdown because this project related to plant in Kerteh. So at the same time, can predict equipment failure. So we do the AI predictive system where can predict which machine or which machine in plant that will fail. Okay, so they can easily plan. And about 225 million cost avoidance because of this project. So this is an example of big data analytic implementation in business intelligence, okay? How the intelligence can help the business to give the insight and they can have the value proposition in terms of money number, okay? This project led by our dean, which is Associate Professor T.S.Dr. Jafar. This project's 2 years, almost 2 years project. We conducted for 2 plants in Kerteh, which is Dulang and Angsi. Okay? Okay, this also example of project or implementation. So I'm sharing you the implementation that we have experienced. I have experience and my team have experience. Okay, this is a recent project, 2023. We currently at the phase number 2, leads by Dr. Emilia Akasha, this project. This project, basically, we try to predict which asset that need to open or no need to open when the inspection or assessment happen, okay? Because we have some kind of specific assessment required by industry, HSC assessment or evaluation, and then they will check. And before the inspection, they will check which actually equipment or asset need to open, because there is a certain risk. You can see here, okay, we at the TRL number 3, now at the phase number 2, okay? And then this number 3, okay, this is similar the first one, using to predict which equipment will fail at plant. So at least the engineer can properly plan when the equipment will shut down or will fail, okay? Okay, for this prank call or corrosion predictive analytics, this is very interesting project where we will predict the pipeline corrosion, karat, pipe karat lah, basically the pipeline corrosion. So using the data provided by PETRONAS, we will look into the pipeline and the parameter in using AI, and then we try to predict. Okay, we have a lots of pipeline. You can see the Musod. This is the pipeline, all of Sabah pipeline that we involved in this project to predict the corrosion. Okay, so value creation, reduction of OPEX, spending 20% or 167.8 million. Okay, and eliminate downtime due to corrosion. So we can predict earlier lah. Before it's happened or before the pipe burst. Okay, next, pipeline free span. Okay, this is where, example, when you have a pipeline in the bed sea, there are certain hole, there is a hole between pipeline and the seabed. Maksudnya ada satu pipe dan kadang-kadang ada lubang perantaraan pipeline dan pasir di dasar laut. So we want to predict the free span, okay? The jarak yang berlubang di antara pipe dan seabed. Why we need this? Because when the wave move, the pipe also being at the same time moving. So we want to predict this to avoid from the context of safety. So this estimated cost saving at 20 reduction per underwater inspection. So normally we will PETRONAS will send inspector to go dive and see in the pipeline. But using this system, we can avoid send the human, but at least we can monitor from the system. So this is also on the big data analytics. We collect the data and then we do the prediction. Okay. And these are related to corrosion also, but more to the corrosion rate. So we inspect, this is located at Johor, This ability to accurate predict corrosion built in the complex piping system. So we'll investigate lah, or using AI or using the data that provided to us. Also, I think this also at the now at the phase number 3. Okay, because we have many things to do the prediction. Okay, this is what okay, the rest before this, okay, for example, most of the application just now using structured and unstructured data. Okay, but what interesting about this project, which I currently working with my system, this project led by Associate Professor Dr. Said Jadi. We want to investigate image processing. We will read the film. Inspector, they will take picture of the pipe, and we want to see from the image, is there any defect or not on the well? Okay, so what we call as well defect detection. So what interesting, because we read the data from image, from the film from the vendor. Basically, PETRONAS will hire a vendor to process the film and send to the inspector and check manually. But now we are using system where we bring the film, we do the image processing, and then we detect is there well defect happen or not. So this is very interesting because there's no solution exists in the market with 6 different functionalities where we can have a duplication check, well defect detection, well defect classification, well defect sizing accuracy, lots. So it also using cloud. Okay. So that is basically example of big data analytic implementation in business. Okay. So I'm not really sure how many minutes more, but the next session I'm going to share with you a demo how actually when you have Excel data, you get the data, how you prepare, you clean, you transform, and you load the data into the Power BI. Okay, business intelligence actually is an area where it allows the business out there to use tools untuk menggunakan tools IT to help the business. For example, you can find it Tableau, Cognos Insight, Click Sense, you have more, okay? But as reported by Gartner, the most, voted as the best business intelligence tool is Microsoft Power BI. And I really love to use these tools because these tools really helps you to visualize dynamic view. And then for UTP, Power BI consider like free software because when you have the email, the company email, it comes together with the Power BI. So all the students have access to the Power BI and the lecturers also have access to the Power BI. So that's why in teaching and learning, you will use Power BI. And in industry also, if we perform any predictive analytics system, we will visualize using Power BI. Okay. So I'm going to show you for example, on case study sales analytics. For example, you have sales data in Excel, how you want to visualize in the form in the area of business intelligence. Okay. Okay. Business intelligence, as you can see on the screen, this actually slide I'm using to teach industry. That's why at the bottom have my name. Sorry. So when you perform the business intelligence, you basically need to understand about the data first. And then you perform the data visualization, the dynamic dashboard. And then later, this is where the insight coming in. Okay. When you visualize the data, then you turn the insight into business advantage or insight to action. Okay. These case studies about brand performance. Okay, before we go to the real system, or the visualization or the dashboard, let me show you the data understanding the data. You just assume in your mind. Now we receive one Excel file that have 3 years sales data set, 2013, 14, 15. With only 6 columns. So one sheet, 6 columns. And the total row is only 382. So the case is, for example, US data scientist, sales manager come to you and say, okay, I have this Excel, only 6 columns, 382 row. Can you visualize? Can you find something from it for business to understand what's happening? And you have zero idea what you want to visualize. But if you sit together with your team, if you go into deeper to the data set and understand, maybe you can prepare report on brand performance, sales comparison, and also sales forecasting. I will show you example. The example, which is I have this 6 column, 380 row, how for me to fully manipulate this to become a dynamic dashboard for business intelligence. Okay, So from these 6 columns, I will perform 9 steps. Okay. After completed the 9 steps, then I will have insight to action. This is the dashboard. Later we'll go together to the application. Okay. So from insight to action, I perform the brand performance. So this is, okay, you can see here, this green box is actually dynamic report. In this industry, we call as dynamic report because in the form of Power BI presentation or in the form of dynamic dashboard. Okay. Okay, this is overview as a dashboard, you can see. But when I move cursor, there's nothing happen because this is just image. But later when we go to the real dashboard, you can see the dynamic. Okay, this is where insight to action. When you have chart, you write the summary about the chart. That can be used as insight and can use for the business action. Okay, let me show you. Okay. Okay. So you can see here on your screen, I hope you can see the green. Okay, this is what we call as Microsoft Power BI desktop. Okay. So from industry experience, normally I will give a brief introduction about the data set that I will visualize. And then I will create, okay, I will create the view, okay, the dashboard. You can see if I move cursor, it also shows something. So this is what we call as dynamic, okay. We no longer need a PowerPoint presentation. We straight present using Power BI. But this is Power BI desktop, okay. It means that it's only in your laptop. But if you want to share with your boss, maybe your boss is traveling, so he wanted to see the dashboard, so how are we going to share the information? So we do also have what we call as Power BI, Web Power BI, okay? So this Web Power BI, you can share with anyone that have access to it, okay? So you can send to your boss, not even just you send the file, but you can also send the QR code. Okay, you generate the QR code for this dashboard, you send to boss. Boss will open using the mobile and you can see the dashboard. This is why business out there like PETRONAS love to have, okay, the Power BI. And we actively teaching the engineers how to fully utilize the business intelligence tool Power BI for their business. So whatever data in Excel that they have, they will visualize the data, perform the data visualization, and they can present for the monthly reporting, weekly reporting, or quarterly reporting, even yearly reporting. Okay, so this is okay, example of the Web Power BI. Okay, because Microsoft is meant for Windows user, so if you have Mac user, then they need to use Web Power BI. They cannot develop using desktop because this is Windows user only, but they can perform using Web Power BI. Okay, here. So you can see if I perform a presentation, okay, now let's say I'm in industry, I want to show to the top management level, this is the dashboard that we have, this is the finding, this is the insight. And then if I really want my audience to focus to only this chart, then I can easily show them, okay, the detail. I even can use bigger picture for it and can ask for the table view as in Excel. It's a very, very interesting business intelligence tool that can really help business up there. Okay, so you can see, for example, if I filter to specific, then the numbers also will change. You can see brand performance, for example, okay? Okay, for brand performance, if I want to filter, I will really, okay, let's say when you have the meeting, your bosses or audience really want to know, okay, we want to know the performance of Contoso, our brand Contoso. Do we really need to close the line or the product, or we can continue? Because we have a few countries, for example, reported here, we have 3 countries, North America, Europe, and Asia. So if I filter based on Contoso, you can see the image also will change. This is what we call as dynamic. It will change according to your filter. And the best part of it, when you have the visualization, you have the insight next to it. It's up to you how you want to put it. Next, bottom, up, is up to you. But the best thing to do is the right thing to do also. You can have insight next to the chart. So if you're the one who prepare the Power BI or the business intelligence content, but your boss who's going to present, then they can present easily because you provide the insight next to it. Okay. And if you go to map, and if the map have detail about the location, including jalan, lorong, house number, whatsoever, or superstore number, you can easily zoom. Okay. But for this example, we don't have up to the detail location. But for COVID-19 case, you can easily see the pattern for each state, how it grows from time or daily basis. Okay. And here also you can monitor January, February, okay, or bi-yearly. Okay, it's a very interesting tool. This is where you really utilize your data and you bring it to the business intelligence. This is what it can give you, which is the insight to action or finding. Okay. Next, if we want to look into the comparison, we can easily see the comparison. See? Okay. We even can see the detail. Okay. Okay. And then ask for the table. Okay. This is the highlight. Because the industry love to call as highlights, but in terms of notes or learning, what we call as insight. So this is the insight. Okay, we have, okay, the last is what I'm going to show you is forecasting. It's very interesting because it really can help the business to do forecasting. And forecasting in Power BI is better than Excel because they have a specific type of method, which is way better than Excel. So if you normally perform using forecasting in Excel, try to use Power BI or Tab. I'm not really sure Tableau allow you or not, but at least business intelligence tool like this can give you better forecasting. For example, this forecasting is referring to 6 months. Then you can see the lower bound and upper bound for the next 6 months. So the highest it can go and the lowest it can go. Okay. So this is on the sample of sales. Okay. We have also another data set using superstore or supermarket data. We want to look into our customer. For example, sales manager give you one Excel file that have many sheet and then ask you to look into what we can see from the sales, especially profit and loss. So you can really go detail. You can really go detail and see. Okay. This is different data set. Just now we only have 6 columns, but this one is to have more sheet and column. Okay. Let's say we want to see whether the business is doing good or not on the product category, on technology, office supply, furniture. So very interesting. Okay. And we can see by state, okay, whether good or not. Okay. Let's say the CEO always get information that location in Penang not really doing good, then he really want to see on the Penang. Then we will bring to only Penang. Okay, you can easily go detail. even if you go to buy map, okay, you can have more detail. Okay, let's say we want to see. Okay, this is what the good things about Microsoft Power BI. Okay, if you have the detail, then you can go more detail. Okay, so it depends on the data. Okay, okay, and then we can see the trend and also forecasting similar to the previous one. Okay, so I'm going back to my slide. Okay, okay, this is example just now. It's allow you to share with your boss using mobile, QR code, via email. This is data set. Okay, for example, the data set Superstore just now is really can help the business to understand the result of choosing particular superstore or supermarket and really look into what's the main reason they go for the supermarket. Okay, this is an example just now, and I also provide you the link. The video is just actually we developed for during the COVID-19 to help the student to perform and to understand more about the Power BI. Okay, and I'm actively as a trainer teaching industry out there, most of PETRONAS staff and also the other type of big company on business intelligence and sentiment. So if they have the data, how they want to manipulate the data as reporting purposes, and also how to fully utilize the sentiment analysis. Okay, for example, one case where PETRONAS provide the details about the KPI or employee performance, and we can see, okay, from the employee performance. And we also actively conduct market intelligence where we have the business intelligence, there's another level that we call as a market intelligence. Okay, I'm teaching PETRONAS and other currently actively from PETRONAS staff, because we have a specific team to train them on the market intelligence to ensure them understand on the capability to understand market out there for business. I think that's all from me. Okay. Can I return back to the moderator?
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Norshakirah, for your presentation. Wait a moment. Now, if there are any questions, I will let, if anyone wants to ask a question, please, you may raise your hand or you may write your question in the chat box. If anyone have some question, please raise your hand. Is there anyone? Okay, maybe we might wait for another moment, please. Okay, I think while we wait, I will some question from me personally with Dr. Norshakirah before we wait for another question. I think about the big data. When at the first slides you said about big data, we call some data as big data if it can be opened using Excel. You said something like that, yeah. But in your example of the project or the big data analysis using Power BI, in the last minute of your presentation, you use some small example of Excel data. You said about 3 Excel with small data such as 300 data with 6 columns. Does it mean we can use Power BI to implement big data analytics, or big data use another software beside Power BI? I think that's my question.
Okay, thank you for the question. It's a very interesting question. Okay, first I claim that normally, if the data is a huge data or big data, it cannot be opened using Excel. Okay, normally, if the data considered as a big data and they follow the volume characteristic, normally is very difficult open with Excel. Okay, let me correct. If you receive a huge data, you open with your GPU machine, okay, very high performance computer. It can open using Excel, but you will receive one message saying that there are a few rows being truncated. It only open the row that they can be open. So the rest, if let's say you have 2-3 billion, and then maybe it can open only 1 million, so the rest gone. So that's why I said big data is very difficult to open with using Excel. It is good to open using CSV in Python or R. It still are open, but basically it's truncated. But if your machine is not GPU, it's normal machine or desktop or laptop, totally can open using Excel. There's two different. If you have a high performance, it will open, but you receive one message. But if normal PC, they will completely cannot open. They will see error, kind things like that. From my experience, but I'm not really sure if Excel already better now. Okay.
Okay. Does it mean that right now we can implement or we can make some big data analysis on using big data on normal laptop, which maybe our students usually use? Normally, we students doesn't use high performance computers such as laptops with GPU, high GPU or high level processor. We just normally use laptops for daily use such as normal programming, web development and such. Normal laptop. Can we still implement or we can develop big data analytics using such laptops, or we have to use a high performance machine to develop big data analytics?
Okay, let me share my experience because at VTP I'm design the big data analytic related courses. Okay, for teaching and learning, if the student need to provide only project or assignment, it is good for you not to use big data for the student exercise or class because it's really will disturb the student when they run the data, and when they do the design, when they load, is very difficult, especially if they're using Mac. Okay, and in Power BI allow you to use R code or Python code. So if you have many codes, then the student will start running the Power BI and Python at the same time. So for assignment, normal project, for courses, normally we're not going to give the big data. But if they go for the final year project, for the practical in industry, compulsory for them to work with big data. But if the data, let's say they say, doctor, this project is quite big, they will show me the size whatsoever, then I will encourage them, you try to read and do everything in Python. Later, once you completed the brain or the modeling, then you push the visualize into the Power BI. Okay, so that's how we design our courses at university. If you have project, if as a researcher, you can always run the data using Power BI, no problem. Power BI we can open. Yes, you have another question? Am I answer your question, Mr. Sandy?
Okay, thank you very much for your answer, Dr. Norshakirah. I think there are two our students raise hand. First is Alphon. Please, Alphon, you may ask your question directly to Dr. Norshakirah. Please open your.
Yes.
Okay, first of all, thank you for the opportunity to asking question. I would like to ask, in industry or company, is there a specific profession in the field of business intelligence, and what abilities should that profession have? Maybe just, thank you.
Sorry, again?
Okay.
Echo. I heard here echo. So can you repeat?
In industry or company, Is there a specific profession in the field of business intelligence? And what abilities should that profession have?
Okay, let me share you my experience. Before I quit my job as to join academy, I am as IT project manager in business intelligence department. But to be frank with you, not all big company have business intelligence department. So for me, I'm lucky because the company quite big because I'm at the headquarters. So they have a special department called business intelligence. So I work as IT project manager. Was one position, example. Second, in a business intelligence, the next position is data analyst. To be data analyst, okay, as a student, you need to have a degree, bachelor degree. You have experience to visualize data using any business intelligence tool, Power BI, Tableau, ClickSense, Cognos. It's up to you. At least you know one at least. You have one at least business intelligence tool that you know how to visualize data. It is good, at least the minimum you know how to do forecasting. The best thing you can run using Python or R code inside the like Power BI. So that is a data analyst. But if you as a data scientist, for example, you have a computer science bachelor, you're very good in AI, you have capability as a data analyst, but you don't want to work with AI, as extreme AI. So you can go for the business intelligence as data scientist in the business intelligence sector, like in superstore, big superstore, like Malaysia, we have Tesco, we have Eon, we have a big superstore. So you can work there as a data scientist that really into the sales data and profit. And then what else? Okay, that is on the bachelor. But if you only have diploma and the person is only have as a position as clerk, you can also learn not using Power BI, but a dashboard using Excel. You can be the data analyst in business intelligence, but with the level of clerks or executive with diploma, you can also work as a business intelligence part, but lower a bit. Okay, when you have degree, you need to really good in insight. But if you have diploma and below, you don't have to produce insight. Why I say this? Because there is one time in 2021 and in 2019, I was invited to Sarawak to train all the level of clerk below and executive below under PETRONAS to mesh with the manager level for business intelligence. So we have a range of position. Okay. That is example from my experience. Hope I answer your question.
Yeah, thank you, Norshakirah.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Norshakirah, for your answer, and Mas Alfon for the question. And next ones we have Mutia Zafira. She's raising her hand. Okay, for Mutia, please you can ask your question to Dr. Shakirah. You are still muted, Mutia.
Okay, sorry. Thank you for the opportunity. I'll go straight to the question. We know that big data is not always 100% accurate. There are lots of wrong contradiction, especially if we have example, a company customer data, the data is not real time, right? In a matter of days or weeks, definitely be a change in data from our customer. Whether someone has changed their cell phone number, moved their email address or anything, it will definitely affect the quality data that we have. The question is, what is the solution so that we can continue to maintain the quality of our data? Thank you.
Okay, to maintain the quality, okay, when we receive, okay, if you work in industry as a data scientist, this is how you work, huh? You get the data from the customer or the client gives to you, let's say 1 Excel file, 1 terabyte data. When you open the data, you have zero idea whether the data quality is 100% or not, or the healthiness of the data. This is where that you said that they change the data, maybe they do the master whatsoever, or are the data not really good? If we predict later, the accuracy that we receive, is it really reflect the quality of the data? Okay. To be a good data scientist, this is what you need to do. When you receive the data, before you clean the data, you run the data quality assessment. Okay, like me as a data scientist, I have a Python code that we created as my project. When we receive any client, for example, 1 terabyte data, I put into the Python assessment, then Python will record and show me the healthiness of the data. So there is a 6 parameter we normally check, whether it complete or not, whether there is noise on data or not, everything they will check. So we will receive how many percentage? They say when I run 1 terabyte data, then it shows that the data accuracy only 80%. Why? Because another 40% is not accurate. Why? Because from 1 terabyte data, we have about 100 row empty. So before we do the data cleansing, we return back to the client saying that the data that you send to us is only 60% accuracy. For the 40%, we need to do something. Your engineer need to come to see us to verify every single the error or the mistake, because we don't implement the word use only 70, 30. When we have 1 terabyte, we want to use 1 terabyte data. We're not going to delete any row and column in the industry. They not allow you to do that normally. Different way you learn in the class. Learn in class, okay, for 1 terabyte data, you can at least use maybe how much, 70% is enough for you. The accuracy is still same. No, we cannot do that in industry. It's a bit different. It depends on the industry. So first, run the data quality assessment. It will help you to inform the customer or the client saying that your data healthiness is very low. You want to proceed or not? If you want to proceed, we need to do something. Okay, because whatever we predict later, it depends on the quality today. So if you have a good quality today, the accuracy may be high. But if the quality is not good today, the quality, the percentage below. But I have to remind you, every industry or every company, they have acceptable accuracy. You have to remember that. Company A said that with this kind of 1 terabyte data, 70% accuracy, we accept already. It's already good to run the business. But certain company, they want to have 90% accuracy, like sales company. Okay, they want to have a very high. But for the manufacturing, they normally accept 70% above. Okay, so this is example. So data quality assessment is very important. Okay, so try to perform that. If you work as a data scientist later, try to look whether there is practice or not in the industry to do that. If there is no practice, but you need to take action where you need to inform now. If not later, when you present the data, then the data is not correct, you're the one going to be blamed by the top management. So verify at the early stage, then you will become good data scientist. Okay? I answer your question?
Thank you.
Okay, any question?
Okay, I think here's Miss Yuna is raising her hand. Okay, Miss Yuna, please to ask your question. Right?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Ms. Sandy, for the first time. I would like to thank you to Dr. Norshakirah for joining with us.
Me.
Yes, yes. This first time we meet in this
Yes, online.
application. Yes, and we very thank you for your willingness and for joining with us to share your knowledge, your experience to lecture and all the students here. Maybe I have a question for some question to Dr. Norshakirah. If we have a lot of data for a long time, for example, data on food samples in hospital for nutrition estimation, to predict something, is there we need to take all data from or there is a limit to the amount of how long the data is taken? Because is there give impact to the next prediction or not? That's all.
Okay, to answer that question, the first basic, the more data, the better. Okay, so if let's say you come to see, okay, you come see me, I have 1 terabyte data, which the data is 10 years data. And then the next person, your friend, your colleague come to me and say, I have 20 years data. So which one is better? At that situation, I need to ask, your frequency of data 10 years is based on monthly record, daily record, or maybe every 3 hours record of sales data. Then, even though you have 10 years, but the frequency is corrupt or better, then your 10 years data is enough. And your friend come to me and say, she have 20 years data, but the data frequency is recorded yearly. So we only have 20 lines. So the size actually, the beta, the size, and you will reduce the beta accuracy normally. So the basic is on the size. So the frequency, how many years is better if you have more. But in case there is a certain sector, what we call as business, like financial, finance, or business like sales, they not record on daily basis, every 2 hours, every hours. So they record based on year. Even though you have 20 years data, 20 line, but you can try to create more by using mathematical function. So the question, your question, the answer is depend on the size of the data. The bigger the size, the better. Okay.
Answer the question.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Norshakirah, for your answers. I think, should we wait for another question or what should we do?
But before that, I want to ask Yunila, where you get my contact? I'm really sorry.
Okay, Miss Yunila, can you answer that question first?
Yes, well then, Dr. Norshakirah?
Yes, you contacted me. Where you get my contact? Is it which?
Oh,
yeah. Who
yeah, I know your email from website and some of your publication, and then it's not that your email, your your institution email. So I try to contact you from institution email.
Okay.
And I know your specialization on data, and I try to look for your other publication. So I think that's yes, what we want to looking for this topic in this visiting lecture.
Because I actively doing online teaching with a few universities in Indonesia. So that's why I asked you. We have a session knowledge sharing with UHAMKA and university. So that's why I thought you get my contact from them. Okay. Okay, it's okay. Next question. Yes, Keisha.
Okay, Dr. Norshakirah, there's Keisha who raised her hand. Okay, Miss Keisha, you may ask your question directly. Okay.
Okay. Thank you for time me for asking the question, Dr. Norshakirah. You have played the video about business intelligence solution from the previous video. There are 5 business intelligence solutions. There are mobile business intelligence, natural language processing, auditable AI, expandable AI, and augmented analysis. 2 of them, natural language processing and auditable AI. We know that natural language processing and AI can be separated because AI can get information about language is from natural language processing simply, right? And also AI can get all information and from data that they can learn by themselves. If we can control the AI, work by natural language processing, maybe it can get negative effect from it. The question is, how can we exactly maintain our business intelligence, but keeping using AI and natural language processing in a smart way? Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Kisha. Okay, actually, there is one lecture, me and my friend teaching at the university, what we call as sentiment analysis or sentiment analytics, that really look into natural language processing. In that session, we can show you how the positive and negative score being calculated. Okay, let's say you get the Twitter feed, and then I can show you when you run in Excel, the score negative positive is totally different when you run in Power BI, because Excel do not have the AI algorithm that Power BI have. So Power BI have the AI. So the beta AI algorithm in any application, the beta negative and positive natural language processing you have. So to maintain our ethic in the business and also finding for business, there is a few ethic session lah for sentiment. But the best thing is to do if you have interest in natural language processing, try to start running the sentiment analysis using Excel and try to change to other intelligence tool like Power BI. Then you can see the difference algorithm run in Excel and the different algorithm that AI run in Power BI. And the next step as a data scientist, if you run in Python, is much way better. So you can see the difference of tools or AI play. The beta algorithm, the beta finding, the beta score. It also needs the capability of mathematical function also. Kisha, but if you have interest in NLP, go ahead. I have a lots of students. They start learning that. They have a very good job in industry because they learn the NLP and sentiment to understand the customer. So the business love to have this kind of person. Okay, Kisha, I answer your question?
Yes, thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, Dr. Norshakirah, I think should we wait for another question to rise up,
Yes.
or should we?
It's up to you. I am okay.
Okay, I think there's no more question that will show up. So thank you very much, Dr. Norshakirah, for your great and valuable knowledge sharing about data analytics and big data analytics and its implementation. So I hope our participation, please give a big applause to Dr. Norshakirah.
Thank you.
Now, actually, we would like to have more deep discussion with you, but unfortunately, I think we have come to the end of our session. So once again, thank you very much, Dr. Norshakirah, for your great and valuable knowledge sharing today. Thank you for your sharing and for all the participation in this session. Thank you for your attention and participation in this specific lecture. We hope that all we have learned today and discussed today will give benefit to us. And I apologize if there is any mistake in my guiding in the session. Once again, thank you very much and see you again in the next opportunity. I will send the session to the Master of Ceremony, Mbak Vira. The time is yours.
With that, we have come to the end of our program. On behalf of Informatika Undip, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to our distinguished speaker, Dr. Norshakirah binti Abdul Aziz, PhD, and to all of you who have joined us today. Your presence and enthusiasm have resounding success. We hope that you have found this visiting lecture insightful and engaging. May the knowledge shared today continue to inspire and guide us in our pursuit of academic excellence. As the MC of this event, I would like to humbly apologize for any mistake or shortcoming that may occur during my guidance of this program. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you very much for all. You can contact me by email if you have anything with the research and other collaboration. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Dr. Norshakirah.
Okay.